What is Retatrutide? I think that is the douchiest intro I have ever done in my life, but we're going to run with it. We're going to stick with it because a lot of you have been demanding this video from me all over TikTok. And so let's start with what is Retatrutide. So Retatrutide was a peptide developed by Eli Lilly. It is now in phase 2 clinical trials. So it's on its way to getting FDA approved. So for those that don't know, it's actually not yet FDA approved as of the recording of this video. Anyways, Retatrutide, what is it? It binds to your GLP, your GIP, and your glucagon. So it's a triple agonist that's going to help target obesity, fat loss, which is primarily why it was developed. And by binding to your GLP-1, it's going to increase energy, suppress your appetite, and slow down the gastric. So it's going to, again, slow down the digestion. And by binding to your GIP, it's going to support insulin secretion and metabolizing fat. And by binding to your glucagon, it's going to increase energy expenditure, which is going to promote fat oxidation. So that's the basics of like what Retatrutide is. So with these trials, it's really helped decrease 24% of body weight in 48 weeks, which is insane compared to anything else that's on the market right now. So dosing, a lot of people want to know, how do we dose this? And I'm a big believer in titrating your way up slowly, doing the least amount possible for as long as you can, simply because you become desensitized to a certain dosage for a certain period of time. So if you start too deep in the far end, you're going to have to only increase it, and then you want to reap the benefits for as long as possible with the minimal amount as possible. So the first couple of weeks, I recommend you start as low as 0.5 milligram to 1 milligram per week, just to really assess your tolerance and see how you react to the peptide in the first place, because the worst thing you can do is like get on something at a high dose and then get all these side effects that you can't mitigate. I'm not saying that's potentially going to happen, but there's always a case, there's always a possibility. So it's best to mitigate and gauge kind of how you react to the substance. So after the first 3 to 4 weeks, go up to 1 to 2 milligrams. From there, you're going to just assess whether you're feeling nauseous or anything like that. And once you get to like weeks 5 and 6, you're going to start at 2 milligrams, or you're going to increase the dosing to 2 milligrams. From here, this is when you're really going to feel the appetite suppression. And I know when I was on 2 milligrams, I felt that immediately. Some people say you don't feel it until 4, but now I felt it as low as 2 milligrams. So right here, this is where you're going to really start noticing some of that fat suppression. So once you're in like that 7 to 8 week range, then you're going to bump it up to 4 milligrams, and you're going to assess your protocol and everything that you're doing. Meaning, are you wasting muscle? Are you losing weight too quickly? Because this is something you want to consider. So that way, now that you're at this dose, you are making sure that your nutrition is dialed in, your workout is dialed in, because you definitely want to have some kind of resistance training in there, because the whole point is to look good, feel good, and be sexy, because I assume that's why a lot of you are watching this video. So by simply taking Retatrutide and hoping for weight loss, yes, you're gonna make that happen, but if you can use this to enhance your fitness goals, your nutrition, you're going to have a much better body composition at the end of the day. And you're going to be much happier with the results this way, because if you're just in it simply for just weight loss, you're not going to be happy with those results, I promise you. So if you really want to take things even further, by week 9 and 10, you can bump it up to 6 to 8 milligrams. Again, assessing your tolerance, seeing how you react. Some people have gone up to 12 milligrams, but you're going to weigh into like week 12. Plus, you're wasting a lot of money by going that high. So once you get to like that 8 to 10 milligrams per week, you really want to take a step back. Make sure you were dialed in correctly. Make sure your nutrition was on point, because you should notice a lot of weight loss or body fat loss in those 3 months. I follow this guy on TikTok that has been doing like an insane dose. I think he's up to like 14, 16 milligrams of Reta. I mean, good for him. I don't think you guys need to go in that direction. I think if you guys can ride as little as possible for as long as possible, get the results you want. Which brings me to my next point is, once you get to like your goal weight, I recommend a lot of you that are struggling with like taking weight off and like food noise, instead of coming off completely, which you're more than welcome to, I recommend you microdose, like get down to like a 1 or 2 milligram per week dosage. That way you can still mitigate the food noise now that you're at a leaner body fat, because let's face it, now that you're leaner, a side effect of being lean is constant food noise and cravings. So instead of bouncing back to where you were before you started the peptide, I recommend just microdosing, as low as 1 or 2 milligrams a week, sometimes even up to 4. It just depends from person to person and how you react to each dosages. So for those that don't know, I am partnered with Omega Amino. If you're looking for research peptides, it's going to be in the description below. I have also launched my own peptide company, but it's through telehealth service, and I don't have Retatrutide just yet. So for now, I'm referring everybody to Omega Amino. If you have any other questions, I wanted to keep this video short and direct anyways. Go ahead and drop a comment below and look for the links below. Got you guys a discount code and everything. And as soon as I have Retatrutide available in my store, I'm just going to take the link out and you guys can go directly to my link. Anyways, hope this helps. Drop any questions you have below, and let's talk soon.